Video, we're going to go through some revision for Monday's test. So in this first question, we are asked to draw a pie chart to represent the number of drinks sold by a cafe owner. The method that we're going to use is to work out the multiplier, which basically tells us how many degrees each drink is worth. So I'm just going to rub out the information there so I can draw. So I want to make another row in my pie chart for angles. And I'm just going to draw here. So to work out the multiplier, I need to do 360 divided by the total frequency, which is, in this case, the total number of drinks sold. So divided by total of drinks sold. So here I need to add up the number of drinks that were sold. So I'm allowed a calculator, so that's 20 plus 55 plus 11 plus 34, giving me 120. So the multiplier is going to be 360 divided by 120, which should be 3. So that means that every single drink is worth 3 degrees. So to work out the angles, I need to times each of the frequencies by 3, giving me 60 degrees, 165 degrees, 33 degrees, and then 90 and 12, I believe to be 102 degrees. Let me just check that. 102 degrees. And a final check to make sure that we're correct is just to add up these angles. So let's do that. They should add up to 360 degrees, which they do. So that means we know that we are right. To draw this on the pie chart, we can do the following. I'm going to need a protractor, like so. And firstly, I'm going to draw 60 degrees. So I line up my protractor with the line that's been given. This will probably usually be vertical actually, so I'll just rotate this. Usually more like that. So I line up my protractor with the line. If they haven't given me one, I just draw one on. Line it up exactly. I need to measure from 0, so I can see up here, the 0 is on the outside, so I'm going to stay on the outside and follow my protractor on the outside until I get to 60. Make myself a little mark at 60, as accurately as I can. There we go. Take my protractor away and draw a straight line from the center of the circle to the mark. It doesn't matter that it's outside. Then I take my protractor, line it up with the new line that I've just drawn. And now I need to do 165 degrees. So 0 on the outside, 150, and then 160, 165. Do the same thing. Then I line my protractor up again with the new line that I've drawn. Like that. And the same thing. So now I want to do 33 degrees. So I'll be as accurate as I can. 30, 31, 32, 33. Accurate as I can. There we go. Now I need to do 102 degrees, and then I'm going to be finished. Well, in fact, I should notice that the angle 102 degrees is now already there. Because if I measure the angle that's left, it is obviously, let's check that exactly, it is 102 degrees. There we go. So now I just need to label it. So we have, first we went clockwise in order. So that was tea. We had coffee. We had hot chocolate. And we had cold drink. And that will be our completed pie chart. We're now going to look at writing one number as a percentage of another using a calculator. We want to write 62 as a percentage of 85. what I'm going to do is do 62 divided by 85, and then multiply this by 100. So there are numerous ways to do this on your calculator. The best way on a modern calculator is to use the fraction button, and simply to do 62 over 85, you press the right arrow, moving the cursor to the right of the fraction. You then write times 100, you press equals, you press SD, and your answer will be 72.94%. However, to the nearest whole number, that's going to be 73%, and that will be the answer. If you don't have a fraction button, you can do this. You could just do 62 divided by 85 and press equals, which would give you 0.7294. You could then press ands times by 100, and it will take that 0.7294 and multiply it by 100 for you. You then press SD and you get the same answer as before, 72.94%, which is around 73% as before. Here's a very similar question for you to try. Pause the video now and have a go at it, and when you're ready for the answer, press play. Here is the answer. So I'm going to do 55 over 92 multiplied by 100. So that is 59.78%, which is roughly 60% to the nearest whole number. Similarly, I could do 55 divided by 92, which would give me 0.5978. I could then press ands times 100 on my calculator, which would give me 59.78% as before, which is roughly 60%. In this next question, I'm told that a quarter of a number is 56, and I'm asked to find 10% of the number. This looks like a really hard question, but really, if we think about it visually, it's quite simple. If I'm told that a quarter of a number is 56, my first step is to find the number. So I'm going to draw a circle cut into 4 pieces. This is the best way to represent quarters. That's a little bit better. Not much though. Imagine all of these pieces, they don't look equal, but imagine these 4 pieces are equal. Because we're told that 1/4 is 56, I can say that that piece is 56. So to get the whole pizza, if you like, the whole, I need to get 4 of these pieces, which will be 56 added up 4 times. Or we could more simply say 56 times 4. Now that, I believe, is 124. Yeah. So just to prove it to you, 56 times 4. I'm actually wrong then. No, it's not. No, that is. No, it's definitely not that. It's going to be 224. There we go. So that's 224. That's what the whole number is. Now I need to find 10% of the number. So to do 10% of 224, you could just divide by 10. You might remember that. But because we have a calculator, let's practice calculator methods. 10% as a decimal is 10 divided by 100, which is a tenth, or 0.1. So to find 10% of 224, I write 0.1. Of means times, and then 224 is obviously 224. And if you calculate that, you will get an answer of 22.4. Here's a very similar question for you to try. Please pause the video now and have a go at it, and when you're ready for the answer, press play. Here's the answer. I'm told now that a half of a number is 28. So I can say that 1 out of 2, so I've got a whole cut into 2 equal pieces, each of which is 1/2. Half is 28. So the whole of the number is 28 times 2, which is going to be 56. To find 10% of 56, I need to do 0.1 times 56, which is 5.6. And that's my answer. To get some further practice, here's another question for you to try. Please pause the video now and have a go, and when you're ready for the answer, press play. Here is the answer. Once again, we're told that 1/4 of a number is 68. So I can say I've got a pizza cut into 4 equal slices. Each slice is worth 68. So to get what the whole pizza's worth, I need to do 68 times 4, which is going to be about 356 or something like that. No, 332. No, 272. I'm way off today. That's 272. So what I'm going to do now is find 10% of that by doing 0.1 times 272, which is 27.2. And that will be my answer. We're now going to look at compound depreciation without a multiplier. You might have seen this with a multiplier, which is a much quicker method, but this method that I'm going to use is probably easier to understand. I'm told that a new car costs £30,000 and depreciates by 13% every year. I want to work out how much it is worth after 3 years. Depreciation means getting less, so I need to take off 13% of the value of this car every year for 3 years. But we need to remember, over each year, the value of the car is changing. So what I need to do is write end of first year and calculate how much the car is worth after 1 year. So I need to work out 13% of 30,000, which is 0.13, remembering 13% is 0.13 as a decimal, multiplied by 30,000. I'm going to calculate this. That's 3,900. And then because we are depreciating in value, I need to take 3,900 away from 30,000. This is 26,100. So the car is worth £26,100 after exactly 1 year. Now I need to work out how much the car is going to be worth after the second year. So I write down end of second year. I work out 13% of 26,100, which is 3,393. I subtract this from 26,100. Sorry, it was 3,393, sorry. Which is £22,707. And finally, end of the third year, because it's 3 years, I need to do 13% of £22,707, which is £2,951.91. Just don't round it till the end. Then I need to subtract this from 22,707. Giving me £19,755.09. And that is what it is worth after 3 years. So we're now finished. That's the end of the depreciation period that I'm interested in. So my final value is £19,755.09. And that's compound depreciation. That concludes the first video for our revision. So watch the video again, work through the questions, make sure you can answer them, and you should be fine for the test.